He hurts anyone who hurts us. He kills anyone who wrongs us. It started when I was little. My mother was on the brink of divorce with my father when I was only 3. One night when he was intoxicated, he came into my room to try and take me into the car by force. My mother saved me and locked me in her room. My dad left. He got into a car crash with a seemed that killed him on the impact 5 minutes later. Growing up, I knew something was wrong with me. My mother would always say she loved me, that I was her world, but displayed her tone was a hoarse settlement of regret and perhaps hatred if I read too much into it. In 3rd grade, a kid named Trevor bullied me since schoolboy, teased and nitpicking. One day, he tried to pants me in front of the class at recess, but the teacher saw and stopped him. He was diagnosed with leukemia 4 days later and died within the year. I never understood why anyone who hurt me, whenever he physically or emotionally died. We had a dog that bit me when I was 10. It got hit by a car later that day. I was sad because I loved that dog despite it hurting me. My room had a mirror, and when I went to go wipe my eyes full of tears, that's when I saw it. It was a tall, like void creature, hunched over and had no face, just long body and long arms and claws. One of the claws rested gently on my shoulder, and my first instinct was to scream, but no sound came out when I opened my mouth. A gentle shush sound whispered into my eardrums, and I knew I could never speak about it again. As I shifted into my teenager years, I became more rebellious. I had a lot more shitty boyfriends who abused me, mentally and physically. Most ended up dead within the couple of weeks of our petty breakup. When I turned 18, though, it all changed. People who hurt me lived just fine. Mean girls in college didn't get affected, and if a coworker was rude to me, their life just went on as normal. I decided to take a risk and look into the same mirror. I dove over to my mom's house and hung out with her for a little, and when she went to use the restroom, I walked to my old room, peered inside the mirror. There was nothing. There wasn't anything this time. No dark and hollow beast lurking behind me. Nothing. Maybe I was finally free of its curse, to be bound to it in some way, shape, or form. I'm 26, married and having a first child on my 2nd semester, and things are going great until this month. I walked into our bathroom and was getting ready for bed when I saw him standing behind me. I quickly looked down, gasping lightly as I held my breath. I could feel the cold claws against my stomach and hear the voice whisper in my ear, the same one I heard when I was 10. Child. I raced before flickering out of sight. The next morning I drove to my mother's, demanding to know what was going on. She sighed and settled me down to explain. Your great-grandmother was involved with witchcraft and spirituality. She made a pact with a demon, protect the woman of her bloodline past her, and hurt anyone who wrongs them. In turn, they dispute their undying loyalty to it, she said, shuddering lightly. My mouth gasped in disbelief. Why haven't you told me about this before? Why now just when I'm about to have my son?" I asked, tearing, straining my eyes. My mother cast a sad look. "Because he's gonna kill your baby." I stared in confusion. "What do you mean he's gonna kill him?" "He only stayed around me whenever I was about to have you," she explained, trying to keep me calm. "I had an emergency C-section. I almost died due to the amount of blood I lost that day. Since your baby is male, he will most likely kill it before or during birth if he causes you any complications." I tensed up. I was saying goodbye to my mother and left. When I get home, I invested with a priest to get the house blessed next Tuesday. I'm still sitting here waiting for them to come. I'm scared. I don't want my son to die. God, please protect my baby. And these are comments. He sounds pretty chill. Hopefully that works. Good luck. Do you have this demon's IG handle? And this is the last one. Is there any way to find out the demon's name? Sometimes that can give you some level of power over him, which might help protect your son. So, your grandmother was in witchcraft, and since they were in witchcraft, I would ask your mother if your grandmother left anything behind while she was doing witchcraft, and ask if she knows the name of demon, like the other comment said, because it could give you some power over it. And you could try to renew the contract, which probably won't be the best, but it could help you in this situation if you want to keep your son. Yeah, but I think, personally, that he does sound pretty chill. The only thing is, your grandmother didn't specify to keep everyone in her bloodline safe. She said women, because women get attacked easier and more frequently, but that does make it complicated, because if you look at any paragraphs or any essays, it's all about about pregnancy or anything, any news outlets. Pregnancy, giving birth, is very painful. So if there's a painless way, maybe, but I don't think we have came up with that technology yet. So I don't know what you could do, but best of luck, OP.